Well, Chris Popper here in Chief Pete Bickmore's office from the Ellsworth Police Department, and we're joined by Denise Black from Healthy Acadia. And the reason why we're here is, Chief, you're in cooperation with Healthy Acadia and a couple other partners are unveiling a new program called Project Hope. You're unveiling it on Friday. Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you coming over, and I always appreciate having Denise here, and her boss or partner, Elsie Fleming, couldn't make it today. But Project Hope is a law enforcement initiative that started down in Gloucester, Massachusetts, a little over a year ago. And since then, it's been adopted by police departments across the country, including the Scarborough Police Department in southern Maine.
And so this is for people who are suffering from opioid abuse and addiction, correct?
Yes, it is. It's a place where people suffering from heroin and opiate addiction can come, and we will try to place them into a treatment center, whether it's local or someplace out of the state, if we can find one.
All right. So this is going to available Tuesdays from 8 until 4, at least initially.
Yes, initially we're going to start it a little slow. We're going to test the waters and see what the volume is. We also have manpower constraints in the police department. Like you mentioned, we have partners with Healthy Acadia. We're also partnered up with all the police departments in Hancock County, the Sheriff's Department, Bar Harbor, Mount Desert, Southwest Harbor, Bucksport, PDs, Maine State Police, the Maine Marine Patrol, Gouldsboro. So I think I mentioned all of them, but virtually all of the law enforcement in the county is involved in this. They've been helping with the planning, and it's a team effort. Even though we're sitting here in Ellsworth right now, we teamed up with Healthy Acadia immediately. We started working on this as a team back in April. We all thought it was a great idea, and I'll let Denise comment more on that.
Sure, go ahead.
So yeah, Chief Bickmore approached us at Healthy Acadia, and at Healthy Acadia we work on a broad range of initiatives to help make our communities healthier. I serve as their Drug-Free Communities Project Coordinator, and so we have had a whole planning group working on this and really assisting the PD with a lot of technical assistance, we're trying to keep it as simple as possible, but with that being said, there's been a lot of work done with documentation and a process that needs to be followed to have angels sign up and to become volunteers. People from the community will come in seeking treatment, and then, we are working with the PD to have volunteers come in to sit with, and they're called volunteer angels, and they'll sit with the potential client after the initial law enforcement screening and go through the process of trying to find them some treatment. So we're doing a lot of phone calling with treatment centers around the country to introduce this program and to let treatment centers know that this program exists and that they'll be receiving some phone calls from us in the very near future. And then, really looking for our local resources here. Some people may not be able to go away. There may not be beds available. We just don't know yet. Once the program starts, there'll be a lot more revealed as to how it's going to work, areas that need improvement, of course, with any project. And, we call it Project Hope, and we're very hopeful that it's going to help a lot of people. That's the goal, is to really get folks the help and the treatment that they need. We know treatment is effective.
Yeah.
Treatment works, prevention works, treatment is effective, and people do recover.
All right, so let's mention a couple things. First of all, this is all being done without any taxpayer funds, correct?
That's correct.
Correct.
So far, we've received 2 grants, and I'd like to mention them. We've received a $2,500 grant from the Police Assisted Addiction Recovery Initiative, otherwise known as PARI, down in Gloucester, Mass, where all this started. We were very fortunate to receive that startup money. We also received a $2,500 grant, or will be receiving one, from Machias Savings Bank, so we're very grateful for that. We received a $1,000 donation from State Senator Brian Langley, who owns the Union River Lobster Pot restaurant. He gave us a check for $1,000. So right now we have about $6,000. To answer your question though directly, in the Scarborough model and the other ones, they've relied totally on contributions and grants. All their money's been coming from contributions. They haven't spent a penny of taxpayer money.
All right, that's key. The other thing is, you've just started equipping the officers with Narcan.
That's right.
And so Narcan, I mean, if someone's having a drug overdose, Narcan basically is a breath of life there and counteracts the opioids and brings people back literally from the dead.
That's right. I mean, we've had several in the city of Ellsworth this year. We just implemented the program, like you said, in the last month. All of our officers were trained. We developed a policy. They were trained by the Maine Coast Memorial Hospital by Dr. Rantke, emergency room doctor. So all the officers have Narcans in or assigned to them. So when they're on patrol, they're the first responders, the boots on the ground, and usually, in most cases, are going to be there before EMS, county ambulance.
All right. So this Project Hope goes hand in hand with having the Narcan with the police officers. I mean, you've got quick action, life-saving, but this is now an opportunity to get someone who is suffering and is addicted to help. Because let's face it, help is expensive. I mean, people don't typically, I mean, I would, and this is a generalization and I'm sorry for doing that, but people who are hooked on opioids often don't have insurance. Or maybe not. Maybe they do. It affects everybody.
Well, I can tell you this. In the Scarborough Project Hope, they call theirs Operation Hope, same thing. In their model, 2/3 of the people that come in there have no insurance.
Okay.
So they've been successful finding them treatment centers out of state who are willing to take these people with no insurance and in a lot of cases with no money or little money. So that's why their project has been successful, because the fact of the matter is there are hardly any beds in Maine for long-term treatment or even outpatient. A lot of times people go to treatment centers in Maine and they're told they have to have insurance, so they hit a wall there, and then they hit a second wall when they're told there's a long waiting line and it can be months. So that's the reality of what's going on.
These treatment centers that you would potentially send the people who come in here, these aren't methadone clinics.
No. As a matter of fact, that's a good point that you bring up. Many of the out-of-state treatment resources are abstinence-based centers. We're making an effort to really dig a little bit deeper and to not only include those centers, but include centers that offer a range and a spectrum of services that will fit everyone's needs. Not everyone is a candidate for abstinence-based treatment services. So you may have a program that's 12-step based and will accept somebody that's on medicated assisted treatment if needed. So we're digging down a deeper level to really find some more broader services that are out there.
You're looking for these are custom fit solutions to individuals who are in trouble.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, Chief, Tuesdays 8 to 4, and we talked about this briefly. If someone, although it is often not the case, but if someone comes in here seeking treatment and has drugs, they can then just turn them over to the police department and they're not going to be arrested.
Well, that's correct. I mean, part of this program is building trust with people who are addicted. And, it's kind of weird that somebody that's addicted would go to the police. So it's working in other cities and towns, and the police are developing trust with these people. And it's a huge thing for law enforcement, because law enforcement has to learn also that you can't lock everybody up. And the mentality of the past. Not that everyone, you know, if somebody is a trafficker in trafficking in heroin, well, obviously we're going to be all over that, because this program, I look at it, is based on 4 things. I call it rescuing people, try to identify people or help people that walk in who are addicted and need help, build in collaboration with the schools and education and the community. That's huge. And then reducing crime, because there's a certain percentage of people who are addicted, they need money.
Right.
And so they're doing all that ancillary crime that goes along with drug, addiction, which is breaking into houses and stealing at stores.
Car thefts, things of that sort.
Breaking into cars to get money for their habits. So, and then the 4th one, I say, is strong law enforcement to go after the traffickers or the drug trafficking organizations who are bringing this stuff into the streets of Ellsworth and surrounding Hancock County and beyond.
All right, so to make this happen, though, you need funding.
Good point.
And you're talking about these angels and the grants, but if ordinary people want to assist with this funding, does it go through Healthy Acadia, or how is that? How are you getting money, and how is that being funneled?
Well, that's a really good question. We're setting up a fiduciary through the city of Ellsworth, and it'll be separate from the police department. And people can make donations to the Project Hope. And, I mentioned earlier that we've teamed up with all these law enforcement agencies. We've teamed up with Healthy Acadia. But really, this is a community-wide initiative. It's not just Healthy Acadia or the police department. It's a community-wide initiative. And everybody, if they can help out, we need your help. You can be a volunteer. It's not just money, but of course, money is going to really drive this thing. And so like I mentioned, we have seed money, and we're going to use that, but we also have different obstacles up here that they don't have down in the Scarborough area, where to get people to treatment facilities out of Maine is a lot cheaper for plane tickets.
Right.
Detox centers are closer by, down in Scarborough and in Gloucester, Mass, because they're in metro areas. So we have some challenges, and we're going to learn as we go forward. But we're going to, the goal for me was to just, if we can save one person, then it's paid for itself.
You could have volunteers drive people down to a center or something like that.
Yeah, so that's a great point. And so I am officially the volunteer coordinator, and I'd like to also mention Detective Dottie Small, who is the law enforcement coordinator. And so we're working very closely together. We have a planning committee formed specifically for to develop volunteer training. We've trained our first batch of angels that will be opening the program on the 4th. We'll be doing monthly trainings for folks that are interested in getting involved. If you are interested in
how do
getting
people,
involved,
there you
contact me. Contact Denise Black at Healthy Acadia.
Telephone number?
Yeah, Denise at healthyacadia.org. That is the best way to reach me. Email is the best way. You can find me on Facebook under Hancock County Drug-Free Communities. Like our page, you can contact me there. You can call us at 667-7171, extension 15. We'll be doing monthly trainings to get volunteers up and running. We need volunteers in a variety of capacities. If they're not interested in being angels per se, they could come in and help us make phone calls. We need to have a bank of people that are willing to come in and sit around a conference table and start calling treatment centers around the country and in the state of Maine to really, introduce the program and to start developing relationships with these treatment centers. It is going to take a community to solve this issue, and I feel like this is a really great start. Prevention and law enforcement partnering together. Powerful and amazing things can happen, so we're very excited about it.
The only thing I would add to that is just as far as the community involvement, but I wanted to mention the city of Ellsworth, the city manager, Dave Cole, the city council, Mayor Crosswaite. It's just been an unbelievable working relationship, the cooperation and support. Like Denise mentioned, Dottie Small, I appointed her to be the coordinator. so she can kind of steer this on a daily basis. She's awesome. She's worked here for years. She knows the people, knows the community.
Right.
And so, and we have a lot of other officers
Right.
who will be helping out on a daily basis as well.
All right, so exciting times here in Ellsworth.
And the other police departments I've mentioned.
Right.
Right.
So we really haven't, we wanted to lay the groundwork first and get it going, and then we're going to have to refine that, and maybe we'll have satellite offices at different police departments over on the island with Chief Willis and Chief Gagnon down in Bucksport and so on, with Sheriff Kane and the state police. So it's really exciting, and hopefully, like I said, we'll save lives, we'll reduce crime, and we'll build partnerships with the kids in the schools. And
all great things.
it's like
Yeah.
how can you lose,
Right. All right, so let's just recap. So this starts, if you're unveiling it officially on Friday, September 30th.
tomorrow.
All right. This is going to be available Tuesdays 8 to 4 here at Ellsworth Police Department. It's not limited to Ellsworth citizens.
Correct.
It doesn't cost the taxpayers a dime.
Not a penny.
Okay, and the whole process is to get people into treatment so that way they can get off heroin and opioids.
That's
My
the
And
idea.
I mean, we don't know. We may have people walking in with a variety of substance use disorders. We may
Okay.
have someone that is suffering from alcoholism. I mean, we just don't know yet, and we will try to funnel people to appropriate resources as needed.
All right,
So-
and it's not a sliding scale. Hopefully we're going to have enough money from volunteers and grants. That way people will be able to get the help that they need without costing them anything.
There's that, and then there's also the possibility that some beds that open up may be at a reduced rate
Okay.
as well. So there's different scenarios that happen with some.
But-
Some will be scholarship beds.
Right.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if you need help, this is your best chance to come in and get help right here in this area.
I think one of the other things that I failed to mention earlier also is that, we're talking about trying to, as I call it, rescue people and get them into treatment. But one of the exciting things since I've been involved in this, working with Healthy Acadia, is everything that they're trying to work on now to try to help people when they're out of recovery centers and try to get them on the right path or keep them on the right path. So that's another big issue. If somebody is addicted and they go to treatment and then they come back to the same place, and then
You need new friends, you need, I mean, it's,
Housing.
Exactly.
right.
So that's a big issue that, that's why I say it's a community-wide initiation.
It is.
Or
It's a
initiative.
project.
Well, and
Right.
we just talked about this yesterday at our first Angel training, that we have a vibrant recovery community in Hancock County. And so I think that long-term and short-term follow-up with clients is really important, and that long-term, when people do come back, we want people to come back to our
Yeah.
communities and live healthy lives, and to have our vibrant recovery community come around that person and show them where the meetings are and how that starts, it's...
Well, and
So-
it's pretty cool that it's being unveiled on September 30th, which is the last day of Recovery Month.
Thank you for saying that, exactly.
All right. Thank you very much, Chief.
Yeah.
Thank
Denise,
you.
thank you very
so
much. I hope you'll take advantage of the program if you need to. If you know someone who does need to take advantage of the program, you can call the Ellsworth Police Department or Healthy Acadia, and you'll be able to see more about this program in the press, in the other press, in the upcoming days.